Some pressure is not about the deadline. It is the fear that if you stop being useful, easy, or impressive, your place in the room will become less secure. The task is visible. The older bargain underneath it is not. You answer the message before anyone asks twice. You notice the empty chair, the unfinished slide, the mood at the table. You volunteer, smooth the tension, and prepare for questions that may never come. From the outside, this can look like exceptional responsibility. The clue is not how much you do. It is what saying no seems to mean. A normal limit feels like disappointment. A mistake feels like exposure. Rest feels less like recovery and more like leaving your post, as if belonging must be renewed through performance. Psychologists use the term parental conditional regard when affection or approval rises or falls with a child's compliance or success. That is not the same as every rule, chore, or expectation. The important feature is the felt link between meeting the standard and receiving relational approval. A child does not need a theory to detect that link. They learn which version of themselves creates warmth, prevents friction, or keeps the adult steady. Useful, easy, impressive. The behavior may be intelligent in its original setting because it solves a real social problem with the tools available. Sometimes the pattern also includes parentification, a child taking on emotional or practical responsibilities that blur the usual parent-child roles. Research does not treat every household contribution as harmful. The type of responsibility, the burden, the context, and whether the child experienced meaning or support all matter. A 2023 meta-analysis pooled 31 samples on parental conditional regard. Across the literature, conditional regard was associated with contingent self-esteem, depressive symptoms, reduced relatedness, and what researchers call introjected regulation, acting from internal pressure, guilt, or the need to prove worth. These are associations, not a diagnosis of any one person. That boundary matters. A demanding childhood does not write a single adult future. Families differ. Children interpret the same event differently. Protective relationships and later experiences can change the pattern. The research can name a possible pathway. It cannot look backward from your work habits and certify a cause. Still, an old rule can travel. The family table becomes a team meeting. The adult who once watched faces now watches inboxes, calendars, and pauses in conversation. The objects change. The sequence stays familiar. Scan for need, step in early, over-prepare, then call the relief responsibility. This strategy survives partly because it often works. People may trust you. Crises shrink. Praise arrives. Competence is real. The cost appears later when your usefulness becomes the easiest way for others to reach you, while your own limits remain invisible, even to you. Then resentment can arrive without a clear target. You agreed before checking capacity. You offered before anyone negotiated priority. You delivered more than the task required, then felt unseen because nobody recognized the unspoken price. The bargain was private, so the room could not respond to it. Responsible effort and self-proving effort can look identical on a calendar. The difference is flexibility. Responsible effort can be negotiated. How good, how soon, whose job, what trade-off. Self-proving effort feels morally loaded. Lowering the standard does not merely change the work, it threatens the story of who you are allowed to be. Before you fix the task, separate two questions. First, what does the present situation actually require? Second, what relational consequence are you predicting if you do less? Disapproval, conflict, being called selfish, becoming forgettable? Naming the prediction turns a silent rule into a claim you can examine, then run a small, reversible test. Ask which priority should move if this one moves up. Wait 10 minutes before volunteering. Offer a clear standard instead of invisible perfection. Let a minor pause remain unfilled. The goal is not to become indifferent. It is to collect present-day evidence about what the relationship or workplace actually does. Sometimes the room truly is unsafe, and caution is information. But when the present allows choice, effort can return to its proper role, something you use, not something you pay to be admitted. Your place is not a wage you must keep earning. The task can be just the task.